Hi fellow founders, how you going? Welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I've been using ChatGPT to help accelerate product development. The startup that I'm working on is called Oqire, and it's a solution that's used by Presales Consultants and sales representatives who are selling enterprise-grade software to other businesses. Now, because I'm a Bootstrapped founder, I'm working with a designer, and I'm basically paying that designer to uplift and recreate the new UI for Oqire and to improve it. What I don't have the budget for, though, is for that designer to spend a huge amount of time doing a lot of the research into competitive tools, understanding every nuanced kind of use case or every nuanced type of activity that someone might use Oqire for. And as a result, I'm arming them with information along the way to help make their journey easier. Now, part of that obviously is looking at competitive solutions myself, taking some screenshots, putting together, a list of features that these other tools have. But I've come to learn that ChatGPT can significantly improve, or speed up, I should say, this process for me. So as an example, with Oqire, what we're currently working on is creating a new feature for competitor battle cards. If you're not familiar with what a competitor battle card is, it's basically a document that salespeople can use to understand what their competitors sell, what their pros and cons are, and how they can position themselves in the market. So the main way I've been using ChatGPT to accelerate product development is to really arm my designer with this information, right? So that they can understand more about what these features we are trying to build. As I said, I don't have the budget to have them go and spend 30, 40 hours themselves researching this. So very simply, I'm just using ChatGPT to say, in a sales setting, can you please describe what a competitor battle card is? Now, ChatGPT is going to go and do a great job, right? It's going to give an awesome summary, and it's going to kind of outline some of the primary purposes why you'd have a battle card. It's going to outline some of the information that you typically see in a battle card. And again, this isn't something that I couldn't put together. I could go, as I said, and look at competing solutions. I could look at some other blog posts. I could probably even find some stuff to cut and paste and put it together for my designer, but it's much easier just to merely ask ChatGPT. Now, the other thing that I'm doing is taking this a step further and going, okay, well, it's great that my designer knows what a battle card is now, but I should be providing them with some more context. And again, this is through the lens of someone who's using, a freelance designer. You're doing it on a bootstrap budget, and you're not necessarily having the time or the money for them to kind of go and do a lot of this research themselves. So the next question I ask is how would a salesperson use a competitor battle card? Now, again, it's just going to give that additional context. So now my designer not only understands what a battle card is, but they're going to understand when and how it might be used by a salesperson, so that when they're designing the product and thinking about how this feature should be designed and the different fields associated with it laid out, they've got this additional context. Now, I kind of went through this whole process, gave them this information, gave them a bunch of links, and said, hey, off you go and please try and design something that meets these requirements. One of the things that they came back was that while they understood the questions and the use case, they've never used a battle card. So they didn't really know how detailed or how much information do these things really need to contain. Now, obviously, there's a balance for a salesperson. They don't want pages and pages of content to read because they're just not going to read it. But equally, you want to make sure that there's enough information there that it's going to provide value. So again, I immediately thought, well, hey, I could create an example battle card myself, but that's going to take a lot of time and effort. So I actually just asked ChatGPT. Because there's a bit of content here, I just cut and pasted it. But I was like, please create a competitor battle card for Adobe. This battle card, in this battle card, please answer the following questions, right? Hit enter, and ChatGPT again goes away and does its magic, and it saved me probably half an hour of putting this information together. So it does have this warning saying up until September 2021, right? That's not a problem. We're just looking for some example data that my designer can now use and basically know how much information would you expect to see on this battle card. Now, obviously, I might have gone away and edited this slightly. Maybe if I felt the overview wasn't long enough, I could ask ChatGPT to make it longer. But from the kind of initial summary that it gave, I thought it was a pretty decent attempt, and the amount of information that I would expect as a salesperson to see on a competitor battle card. So you can see it's even doing things like key customers and that kind of thing, all things that you'd probably want to see on a battle card. Again, it's got that little warning there about maybe not being up to date. I think that's new since I ran this command. I ran it a little while ago, 2 or 3 days ago, and didn't have that warning. So it seems like there's been some product updates. And it's basically going to go through and do what you would expect. Now, it will also at some point kind of say some of the different products that are available within Adobe, because the way a battle card works is you've got the company and then you've got the products that company sells, right? So big organizations like Adobe or Salesforce or Microsoft, etc., they might have many different products. So then I did actually ask it, can you please provide an overview of Adobe's top 3 products. And again, it's just going to provide that warning again. It wasn't there last time. I might actually try and, while it's doing that, I'll bring up the one I did previously. And yeah, this is basically what it did the first time the other day, right? So competitor battle card, Adobe, information, and it included their key customers, some target industries, strengths, weaknesses. You'll see actually on this one, it's a bit more comprehensive than the other version that we're getting here. Regenerate response. Oh, only that one. Oh. So I'm wondering, no, I'm using ChatGPT 4. Anyway, we'll run with this example because this is really what I wanted to show you. So yeah, when I did it previously, it basically also included all of the products. Where are they? I mentioned some of their key products here: Adobe Creative Cloud, Adobe Acrobat, and Adobe Experience Cloud. Right. So then I just wanted that additional information, and I said to it, "Hey, can you please provide an overview of each of the main products, answering these questions: product name, product overview, key features, strengths, etc." And again, it went away and did it. So now I could just take this, cut and paste it into a Word document, and send it to my designer and say, "Hey, can you please just use this as some dummy data? It's about the length that I would expect when someone's creating a battle card using Oqire," and it just made their whole design process that much easier. The other thing that I've also used ChatGPT for is when I've been creating these features or kind of planning them out in my mind, obviously I go and do the research, I look at competing products, but I'm also like, hey, just as a sense check, am I forgetting anything, right? So when I was coming up with the feature set, I just asked ChatGPT, what type of information would you expect to see in a competitor battle card? Don't know why ChatGPT is being a little bit annoyed with us. Let's do a new chat. We'll use the 3.5. Maybe I'm spamming the ChatGPT 4 too much. And you can see it provides, a good number of outlines, the overview, product services, etc. And then I just sometimes prompt it again, like, are there any other fields you would expect to see? And again, it goes and provides a bunch more. And you kind of keep asking it, there any more? And eventually it'll either start repeating itself or it starts getting a little bit away from like what you would expect as the core use of the product. But from this, there's 6 there, there's another 6 there, there's 9 there. I take those, I overlay that with the own personal research I've done, and it's just the sense check, right? Am I missing anything? For example, I hadn't previously thought of including financials. Maybe, I should have added that in. And ChatGPT is just reminding me, hey, like that is another potential field, and I can weigh the pros and cons of including that or allowing that to be one of the metrics that we track in our competitor battle cards. So that's primarily how I'm using ChatGPT to accelerate product development. It's when I'm working with my designer and also to kind of sense check some of the new ideas that I have around the product. Comment down below if you're using ChatGPT in product development. I'd be keen to hear how other people are getting value from the tool, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.